airshow day, we'll just say a Saturday. So Saturday is one of those days where you try to make it a normal day. But for most of the pilots, the officers, and enlisted, and I'll just start with the pilots and the officers. You know, that day starts out. You get up in the morning. You know, probably have a little bit of a breakfast. Make sure you're hydrated. Obviously, the hydration has to stay throughout the the whole week. Just because of our schedules. But I would always like to go get a workout. So I would go out, get a workout with a couple of the pilots at one of the local gyms, wherever we were. And then you would go back to the hotel room. I would like to take my photo and my notes from the previous day, just do a quick review of the maneuvers of the previous day, some things that I needed to work on, maybe spend some time in a room to visualize some of those maneuvers. Didn't spend a lot of time doing that because you'd have that opportunity in the brief itself, but just start to get mentally prepared. You know, obviously touch base with the family if they weren't on the road with me and talk to them, and they would of course get you fired up and get you charged up to fly a great show. And then you show up, you know, for the caravan, and everybody gets lined up and in our cars and our vehicles, and we head out to the show site. All the while we are doing that, you can't forget about our enlisted team members. Some of our enlisted team members, they stayed up all night working on aircraft. They work in shifts. They get up early in the morning, show up at the show site, ensure that, you know, hey, all the system checks are good, making sure the engines are good, making sure all the fluid levels are good, making sure that the smoke oil tanks are filled, making sure the canopies are clean, the aircraft are clean, just doing all those final checks to make sure that that aircraft is ready for the show. So, you know, the pilots get the admiration, they get a lot of the applause, but it can't happen unless you have those enlisted maintainers and those enlisted team members that make the show happen. Everybody knows this. Since 1946, a Blue Angel show has never been canceled due to maintenance. That is a testament of the enlisted maintenance team that the Blue Angels have every single year since 1946. They're phenomenal. They're the best in their field. So we get to show up having that trust and confidence that that aircraft is ready to go. We do a solid brief with the whole Delta team. So that's 1 through 6, and obviously you got the narrator, events coordinator, and the other officers that are there, the BERT pilots, and all the folks that have different functions. If it's being at center point at the communications cart or in the tower, helping making sure the area is sanitized and clear of other aircraft flying into that 5-mile bubble up to 15,000 feet. Everybody's just working together and ready for game time. So we do our brief. The Diamond, they do their own brief separate after the big brief, and then the solos go into a room and do a separate brief as well. And then when all the briefing is done, we meet, we go out in the van, we go out to the crowd line, and that's really game time. Game time is when we all six pilots line up and get ready for the walk down. It's pure military precision, standing at attention, walking in step, saluting right on cue to our crew chiefs, and getting in our aircraft and donning that yellow helmet and getting ready for engine starts. That's just a feeling that it's almost like you know, an astronaut that's just sitting there on a rocket ready to go. You're so fired up, you're so focused in that moment. When that canopy comes down, it's game time. It's ready to go. Going through your system checks only takes about 5 to 6 minutes, and taxiing out and getting ready for those takeoff maneuvers and then the follow-on air show. Your adrenaline's going. It's fantastic. You fly the show, and when you land, everybody again gets in a line as we march back after the show, shake hands, thank the maintainers for doing a great show, debrief the maintenance crews, go to the crowd line, get to interact again with the public, which is a part that I really enjoy. You know, signing autographs, taking pictures, but you know, really just having that opportunity to engage with the crowd. And then after that is the debrief. You know, debriefs can take about 2 hours. And even though the flight may be about 40 minutes, the debrief, that's where you really learn about how you did and how you performed, and picking everything apart, and again, just driving for that perfection and that professionalism. So taking the time through each maneuver, frame by frame, high definition video, and just ensuring that we're flying the best possible and the safest show that we possibly can. So the debrief is something I always look forward to, because you really learn a lot about yourself as a person and pushing yourself to be better. You can't hide anything in a debrief. The truth comes out in every single maneuver, and you get the encouragement from the team to push you to be even better. That's where the teamwork and that team ethic and that pride and professionalism, it comes to a full circle right after that debrief, where you regroup, you get ready to do it the next day, and try to put on a better show than you did the day prior. And then after that, that night is always a busy night with what we call a commit. So whatever city that the Blue Angels, wherever we were at during that time, there was a commitment where you would go out, typically with the folks that put on the air show, the team that puts on the air show. They'll invite local leaders within the community and families. Sometimes it's a paid event, or it's open to the public, where the boss would stand up on stage and eventually introduce the team as we line up. Again, it's another interaction as we promote, again, the Naval Service, the Navy, opportunities in the Navy and Marine Corps. And I just love spending time, obviously, with the young children that are there that have a lot of questions about the military, and they inspire to be a pilot. And it's always fun to have that one-on-one time with so many of these just young, bright, amazing children that want to talk about being a Blue Angel, or talk about being a pilot, or any type of profession in the Navy and Marine Corps. And then it starts all over again. So that's a typical weekend, a typical day on the weekend, but we make the most of it. The flying is great, but also what we represent in the public is critical and very important to the mission of the Blue Angels.